Hey everybody, welcome back to Life with Lolo. It is Sunday, so it is time for a review on a new show that is out. It is 911 Lone Star. So y'all know I was in love with the 911, the original 911 franchise over there in California. So when they showed that 911 Lone Star was coming on, I was like, oh, let me check it out, see how I'm gonna like it, and if I want to review it. So I thought it was pretty cute. Tonight was titled pilot because tonight was the first episode, so of course it was the pilot, and I think tomorrow it will come back on for part two of it. I'm not sure what the original show date will be. I guess they'll tell us that tomorrow. So I'm not sure if it'll show on TV either Sunday or Monday. But either way, I'll review it because, like I said, I like the original 911 show, and I thought this show was very cute. It had some interesting storylines, so I'm intrigued to see what's going to happen next. So I'll just kind of go down the line. The beginning of the show was like, oh my god, what in the world? So it starts off with this security guy. They in Austin, Texas, and this security guy is heating up his lunch or whatever, but he watching a game or something on his phone, so he not really paying attention. And when he put that aluminum foil in that microwave, I said, oh my god, did he just put aluminum foil in the microwave? So of course the aluminum foil caught on fire. But it wasn't even like a big fire. So he could have easily, if he would have put that damn phone down, he could have easily doused it with some water or something. No, he tried to pad it out or whatever. And then the fool drops the damn fire, the plate or whatever, and it's still on fire. He drops it in the goddamn trash can. So then the trash can, of course, got stuff in it. So then the trash can gets on fire or whatever. And then he got the whole break room on fire. Child, by the time the dang on firefighters get there, he got the whole freaking place on fire. And it looked like they were at like some farm or something. It was a 4-alarm fire by the time the fighters got there. Child, they trying to put the fire out. It's people over here trying to get rescued. There's people over there. So they running out of water. The dude, as we found out later, his name was Jude. He goes and he like, oh, I saw a fire hydrant like 100 feet away. I can go run over there, hook it up, and we get some more water. They're like, yeah, go on, do that, make it happen. So he run over there. He hooked the fire, not the fire hydrant. He hooked the hose up, whatever. The water comes spewing out fast or whatever. Child, the 911 dispatcher, she on the phone. She like, well, not on the phone. She on the radio. She was like, well, we getting some calls from the farmer people that work there and stuff, and they saying that thing is filled with fertilizer. And you know fertilizer is a combustible. That's why it's used mostly when them people be making them homemade bombs and all the other crap. So he's telling them, get out. He's trying to run over there real quick, tell them get out. By the time he was running over there to tell him to get out, that stuff had already caught fire, and boom. So the whole 126 went under, and that fertilized the fire. So he was the Jude was the only survivor. Everybody else was gone. So you can hear on the dispatch, this 126 come in. Well, nobody coming in because everybody was gone because they was real close to the fire. So because she was telling him to pull him back, but it was by the time he heard it, it was too late. Then we flash to 6 months after the incident, but they in New York. So we see Rob Lowe, what's his name? Captain Strand, I think. He in New York or whatever like that. He in the elevator, and it turned out he in the elevator with his son. His son is a firefighter as well. And they going on, to the top on call or whatever. And he tells his dad like he proposing to his boo or whatever. And the dad was just like, "You sure about that? Like, I've been married twice. Like, I don't know, whatever." He was like, "Well, I think this is it. This the right thing to do." They going to help somebody. He done fell off his scaffold. They be cleaning the windows and stuff. They trying to rescue him, child. So they rescue him. They come back down, and then Rob Lowe started coughing real bad. He was like, "Oh yeah, I'm good. It's probably like the flu or pneumonia, something I'm trying to get over. I'm gonna go to the doctor's later." But he gave his blessing to his son to go ahead and propose to his boo or whatever. So we see Dr. Strand, not Dr. Strand, Jesus. Did I call him Doctor before? Captain Strand. Y'all know I can't with no names. He at the 252. He at the doctor's office. The doctor tell him it's 2 nodules on his lungs. He got lung cancer, y'all. Child. So he worried about him about to die. He like, my son about to get engaged. You think I'm gonna be there to see the wedding? The doctor seemed very optimistic. He like, I don't like to give no time frames, but we're gonna try our very best to get you there or whatever and keep you living and stuff like that, because they caught it early enough for where they can do something about it. And he was like, can I still work? And he was like, yeah, you can still work. I don't know how he gonna be a firefighter and he about to get chemo or radiation or something like that. So that's gonna be kind of like, unless he just gonna be on the sidelines giving orders, but you can't do that in the field. So I don't know. Well, I guess we'll see what's gonna happen. What happened? Yeah, so the doc was real optimistic or whatever like that. So then we see him, he had the 911 memorial, whatever, I guess, like thinking over, what the doctor said and what the what's going on with his son and stuff like that. So the next thing we see the son, he at a restaurant, his boo, so he's gay, his boo, a cute little chocolate boy, he come up or whatever, and then he wanted to talk before the son wanted to. So I said, oh Lord, this don't look like it's going to be the happy ending that he hoping for, and it wasn't. So let me get to that. So next we see Rob Lowe. I'm gonna just keep calling him Rob Lowe because that Captain Strand, I gotta get used to it. So we see him, he at work or whatever, they in the station and stuff like that. The Department of Justice, she come up, and then this guy, the Department of the Fire Department from Austin, he's there to visit and stuff like that. And they sitting there talking, and they want him to come down to Austin because they want him to rebuild a fire station, because he rebuilt a new firehouse and all that other stuff and got new people and, had a team working and stuff like that from the incident in 9/11 or whatever. So they want him to do the same thing. And he was like, okay, but why is the Department of Justice involved and stuff? And she was like, well, it was some civil matter, like a civil rights matter or whatever. I guess they ain't got no black people, or they doing some kind of racist nonsense down there in Texas. Because he like, well, 35 firehouses have jumped on board and stuff. I was like, but out of 48, y'all still got a little ways to go, don't you think? And so Strand like, well, if y'all trying to make it more diverse, shouldn't you hire somebody that's like diverse? So he like, I'm some white dude, like, what you hiring me for? Shouldn't you be hiring somebody like they got a little more pigment to them and stuff? So he like, well, you're the best at what you do and blah blah blah. So he like, well, I don't know. I'm not interested in blah blah blah. I've been born and raised up in New York and I ain't leaving. So they leave. The main dude, Lord, because y'all know, Department of Fire Chief, he slid him his car and was like, when you change your mind, let me know, blah blah blah. So then he asked, they leave. So then Strand, he like, yo, you see my son or whatever? She was like, well, I thought you knew because he ain't show up for work or whatever. So he go over to his house. He ringing the bell. Ain't nobody opening it. So I guess he just started pushing buttons. Somebody let him in. So he gets to the apartment. He banging on the door. His son ain't answering. He called in. He like, bring the RAM, bring everybody come or whatever. Child, they rammed the door open. He on the floor. He looked dead. I said, oh no, is this why he gonna move to Texas because his son died in New York? I said, oh my goodness. So his son was drunk and he overdosed on some pills or whatever. Because his boyfriend broke up with him or whatever. He was in love with somebody else. So he, his little future happy ever after was kind of diminished and stuff like that. So they hit him with the Narcan. At first it looked like it wasn't going to work. But then he came to or whatever. So I was just like, oh my God. Like, why is we starting like this? But I guess he had an addiction problem before. Because his dad was like, when did you start back up on drugs and stuff like that? It has just been going on for like what? How long has it been going on? Where did you get the drugs from? Like, what's going on? I thought you was doing better. He was like, look, Dad, I ain't been on drugs in years. Like, I promise you, opiates is easy to get and all this other stuff. So he was like, you don't have to do things my way. You need to go to therapy twice a week. Therapist I pick. And he was like, well, you got to report this. He was like, yeah, we used the battering ram. I got to report this ish, but I'll just report it as an accidental overdose or whatever. They should be good with that. And then that's when he decides he wants to move down to Austin, Texas. So they get down there. And they got the memorial in front of the station, of course. And it just looked like ain't nobody touched it, and ain't nobody touched it because when they raised the gate up, that thing was sitting there since those people died. Ain't nobody been in that fire station, nobody cleaned. They just left it the way it was, so it's like a real memorial inside, like, or whatever. So his son like, that, I don't think we should be here or whatever. We not welcome here. Ain't nobody they not ready for us or whatever. He was like, we was, welcome here and stuff like that. He was like, look, Dad, don't be doing your extra stuff that you do. And also, he was like, you know me, I ain't finna do nothing. Child, next thing we see, he busting holes in the wall. He tearing down the whole firehouse. He didn't clean that thing up. That thing looked nice, and he was done. I said, Lord, then he got to hire a whole bunch of people. So he looking over, because the fire chief, he came to give him like some resumes and stuff like that. And he was like, well, who's that guy right there? He was like, oh, that's my driver. He failed the tests a few times, but he won't give up or whatever. But that's my driver. So I made him my driver. He cleaning the inside of the door handle. No, that ain't. I was like, what in the world? So he ended up interviewing him. He interviewed this one girl from Miami, like this crazy firefighter girl. She in Miami, she done had like 11 reprimands in 1 year. Insubordination. She like, look, my mama told me if I don't go hard, then don't do it at all or whatever. And then he talks to the guy Chavez. That's the one who was cleaning the man's car, the driver. And he was like, he passed all the field stuff, but he can't pass the written exam. He failed the written 4 times. And I think he might have like test anxiety or dyslexia or something. Like, if you could do all the field stuff, but you come down to the test and you done studied all the stuff, like, it gotta be something there that's causing him not to pass or whatever like that. But he was just like, because he was shocked. He was like, you sure you interviewing the right Chavez or whatever? He was like, yeah, I know you real thorough, you this and that and whatever like that, so I want you on my team. And so he asked the girl from Miami, and she was like, I don't know, because I done went viral. I got a lot of this down there in Miami and stuff. And he was like, you sure they just not using you for, like publicity and stuff like that? And she like, how I know you ain't doing the same? And he like, look, I want you on the team because you bold and whatever. So she took the job. And then we had this other guy from Chicago. They showed him, he went viral because he done knocked the arsonist out or whatever. He was like, well, how'd you know that he was the arsonist and stuff? And he was just like, I just knew or something. And like Strand was like, no, you got a keen eye for something because I know you transgender or whatever. And he was just like, yeah, I guess I needed to figure out who people were before they figured out who I was or something like that. And so at first he was like, no, I got a good job up there in Chicago. I don't feel like relearning people and, telling people my story type thing or whatever. And he was just like, look, it might be a kid out there that's like you, and they may be feeling some type of way. They might be hopeless or whatever. And, you got to give them some hope and let them know. And then he whispered, and I'll double your salary. He was like, you double my salary? So with a contract. So shoot. So then we see Ryder or Judd. He come in. Child, he the lone survivor, remember, at 126. So he come in, he has had an attitude from the gate. Cause he like, why I gotta come back down here and re-interview for my position? Like, this my house. Like, you don't tell me I work here. I know I work here or whatever. And he was just like, you not coming down here for no interview. I just wanted to see you and see if you was ready, and to tell you to your face that you're not ready. You got some PTSD that you need to work through, and you need to figure that out. So he like, dude, you don't tell me you come down here with your what did he say? He didn't say city slicker. That's what his son had said. He said something, but then he was basically going in on him with like all this attitude and stuff. And then he was just like, F you and F this, and I don't want to work here anyway. And then he stormed off and left or whatever. I was like, ooh, Mr. Ryder needs some help because he is angry. And he stormed off, and then Strand was just like, So next we see they shopping for a house. They had some. It was a nice little house, and the lady was like $4,500 a month or whatever. He was like $4,500, and at first I was like, "Oh, that's a lot," because the way he said it. But they was like excited because like in New York, $4,500 a month give you, that's like a 2-bedroom apartment, okay? And then you ain't got no space. You hear your neighbors screaming and hollering and stuff like that. So they was excited, like $4,500 a month. This is a mansion compared to New York or whatever. So they was just like, they got to do it. And the son was like, this is a lot of space for one person. He was just like, what you talking about? You live in here? He was like, I ain't staying with my daddy forever. That was the deal. You staying here, right here. Because I got to keep a close eye on you, remember? And he was like, yeah, all right. He was just like, don't you got a meeting to go to before your shift? So he leave, and then we see Liv Tyler. So, because I don't remember what her name was. What was her name in the show? I think I wrote it down somewhere, child. No, I don't think I did. We gonna call her Liv. Because I don't think I wrote her name down. Was it Michelle? No, Michelle was the girlfriend. Not the girlfriend, the wife, a writer. No, I ain't right. Was it Michelle? I want to say it was Michelle. Oh, Yep, I did write it down. I found it. Michelle. She knocking on, but we don't know her name when she knocking on the door. She knocking on the door. She bang, 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 banging on this door. I'm like, what is going on? So she banging on the door. And the person ain't answering the door. And she like, I know you in there, whatever, but it's all right. I'll just scream out. I think she said he was a murderer, or I don't know what she said because I couldn't really make it out. And I ain't really feel like rewinding it again. So dude opened the door, and she was just like, you know what today is? It's my sister's birthday or whatever. She would have been 28. Or no, he said, she didn't say my sister. She was like, it's such and such birthday. She would have been 28. I was like, 28? Dang, well, that can't be her daughter. Because then at first I was like, well, she banging on the door because their daughter died or something. But she was like, she would have been 28 today. And he was like, I don't know why you keep coming over here, whatever. And she was like, well, I'm going to keep coming over here because this is the last place she was when she died. You know what happened. What did you do to my sister or whatever like that? So I was like, oh, wow. He involved in her sister's death or something like that. So then he slams the door. She like, I'll be back on Christmas. I'll be back on Earth Day. I said Earth Day. So she's going to keep coming back. This little boy, he in the middle of the street having an asthma attack. He don't got no inhaler. His daddy woke up and she tell him like he has asthma and he don't have no inhaler. What's going on? The daddy like he don't have no insurance or whatever like that. And here go my daughter. He was on Grey's Anatomy. He don't never had no insurance. I said, girl, shut up. But anyway, she gave him a card and was like, we help and we don't ask no questions. And then the cops pull up. The man was about to leave, but she was like, no worries, he's here for me. So I guess she go through this all the time. And she was like, hey, Carlos or Charles or something, child. And he put the handcuffs on and put it in the back. And they talking. And he like, when you gonna let this go? Like, you can't keep doing this to yourself or whatever. And she was like, well, you got some answers on my sister's death? And he was like, well, maybe it wasn't what you think. It wasn't, maybe you ain't find no leads because it's not what you think it is or whatever. And she was just like, whatever, I ain't trying to hear, like, she ain't trying to hear that nonsense, especially when it comes to your family and they mysteriously die. But we don't know how she died, but whatever. She was like, well, can you pull up right there, drop me off right there, because I start my shift in 20 minutes. He was like, this ain't no Uber. She was like, I don't want to go tip you anyway. So then we see two dudes, another 911 call. We see two dudes, they walking in the pepper field, they talking or whatever like that. There's one guy, he telling them how the peppers is, how hot they are, whatever like that. He getting back at his cousin, because his cousin be pranking him all the time. He done put some hair removal in the shampoo, so this man bald. And so he's trying to take the hottest pepper in the garden and put in his food and not tell him. You don't do no mess like that. You don't do no mess like that. But at any rate, the cousin, they sitting down. He gave him some tacos and stuff like that. The cousin like, oh, who that over there? He like, what? While he looking, he switched the plates. And so they start eating and stuff. So the dude who took the pepper and put it in the other guy's food, he like, well, how's your food? He was like, it's kind of bland, whatever. And he was like, but how's your food? And he was just like, what? And then his mouth started getting hot or whatever. And he was like, yeah, dude, you can't be giving me no sodas, and then you want to give me some food too. I knew something was going on. You can't fool the prankster or whatever. He started choking. His mouth so hot. He started drinking beer. I said, why would you drink beer? If that ain't going to cool your mouth down, you need some milk or something. So the best friend, he gave him some water to cool his mouth down. That ain't working. He started choking. They started doing a Heimlich. That ain't working or whatever. Because his throat probably got swelled up by all that heat and stuff. Cause he ain't know the pepper was in his food, so he probably didn't chew all his food or something. I don't know. But at any rate, they call 911. They get the team down there. The fire department arrive. Then we see Michelle. She EMS. We find out she is the head of EMS or whatever like that. So she likes, back away, Captain. This is our job, whatever like this. This is our show. And he was like, since when do EMS tell the firefighters what to do? She was like, well, I see you ain't read your manual. He talking about he a visual learner. She like, well, on page 120, we are in control when it comes to the medical scenes. And this is a medical scene, so stand by. And he was just like, oh, okay. So they get the man on the table. She got to do a chest tube because his damn lungs are filled up with fluid and all this other nonsense. I said, Jesus. So she do a chest tube on a damn picnic table. Of course he lived, and everybody excited. I was just like, this don't make no sense. So then we see the 911 lady. That's when we find out she married the writer, angry old writer. She asked him about the interview or whatever. He tells her what happened, and he like, I think he got it out for me or whatever. He talking about, I got PTSD and stuff, and ain't nothing wrong with me, I'm fine. And she was like, well, what about the nightmares and stuff? And he was just like, well, lucky for them, I only work when I'm awake or something. I said, God damn it, he needs some help. So, cause he ain't like big denial. Like, you the lone survivor of a whole massive thing. Like, yeah, you need to go get some help, buddy, or whatever. But he don't want to walk away from the 126. So she was like, well, the 154 hiring. He don't want to walk away. He basically like, he blaming Captain for him not getting a job and stuff like that, and not thinking like, dude, you got an issue. You need to get some help or whatever. So she basically was like, well, what did my dad say to you when you asked him for my hand? And he was like, he said he would die bloody before he let a redneck marry his daughter or whatever. And she was like, well, what did you do? He was like, he went there day after day, every day. And she was like, you even built him a pool. He was like, I ain't building Captain Strand no pool. I was like, he a fool. But she was basically telling him, like, don't give up or whatever. That, like, keep doing it and stuff like that. But anyway, they in the fire station, child. And I did not learn that man's name. The black guy, he the only black guy. He doing he washing his face. He's trying to pop his pimple or something. And here goes Strand talking about what you use on your face. He was like, regular soap and water. Oh no, man, no, you can't use no regular soap and water. He going through his whole facial routine with them. Talking about that smell good, don't it? I was just like, you doing all this now? Y'all got a call and you still standing here butt ass naked because you all in your facial routine. You got too much going on, sir. You got too much going on. So they get a call. There's a car accident. The lady flipped upside down. And the news people arrive and stuff like that. The lady, she unconscious. They got to get the jaws of life to get her out the car. And they put the Miami girl, she go crawl in there or whatever after they pulled the jaws of life. Because before they did all that, they had to turn them, unplug the battery, do something else, get the CO2 or something, because like the gas was leaking and stuff like that, and they didn't want to start no fire. So they do all that. They get the jaws of life. The Miami girl, she go in there. She like, oh, this lady pregnant. We gotta get her out of here. So she pregnant. They pull her out. EMS come, they taking care of her. She wake up and she ripping the collar off. She like, oh my God, with my baby, with my baby. And they was like, your baby fine. We about to listen to the baby. She like, no, not this baby. The baby that was in the back seat of the car. They like, the baby in the back seat? What? Ain't no baby back here. So they trying to find the baby. The black dude, he doing like the whole like, this is where the car hit. This is where it should have. The baby might have flew out of whatever. Next thing we had a baby crying, child. The baby in the tree. How did the baby get all the way up? The baby in the highest branch on the highest tree in Texas. So they get the ladder, they climbing up there. They rescue the baby. Well, first the car seat fell, so the mama about to freak the hell out. As everybody was looking up while he was climbing up there, the captain, he drops the car seat. Everybody freaking out because they think the baby in the car seat, baby one in the car seat. He had the baby in his hands. He brought the baby down, gave the baby to the mama. She ecstatic. Thank you. Oh my God. So he rescued the baby. So then they go to the bar. They all celebrating and stuff because they had a good night, a good shift and stuff like that. What happened? Oh, the Miami girl, she all crazy talking about something. She gonna need an agent because she done went viral twice. I said, girl, the son, he said he was excited that he was there with his dad and he was doing something new with him and his AA meetings was going well and stuff like that. Michelle, she came over and asked the captain to dance, to do the little line dancing and stuff like that. And at first he was just like, no, you don't want to see me do that. He go out there, girl, he killing it. I said, what? I thought he couldn't dance. And she said the same thing. And he was like, yeah, I ain't want to show you up. So, Ryder come in there with his wife. He see the captain. He about to leave out. She like, no, don't leave out. Stay or whatever. So they stay. Some dude was crushing on the son. So he asked him to go out there to dance with him. And then Captain started coughing. So he went out front. That's when Ryder's wife went out there and, was basically telling him about his, telling him about her husband and how they are alike and that, he just needs something. That's his job. He needs that to breathe and stuff like that. And he was like, well, I don't got no job for him or nothing like that. She was like, well, I don't want you to give him a job. I want you to do what you do best and save him or whatever. So he was just like, all right, well, bring him, tell him to come down to the station. I'm going to see what I got for him or whatever. So Ryder, the next day, he came to the station and he was like, I was surprised that was your wife. And he was like, why? Because she black? He was like, no, because she wise or whatever. You stepped up when you married her or whatever. And he basically was, Ryder was apologizing to him. And then it switched. And then Ryder had an attitude again. And I was like, come on, Ryder. We is not doing this again. You is not finna be the mean, all kiss my ass type thing because you working at 126 now. Like, it ain't his fault and stuff. So he was talking to him like the captain was looking down on him or whatever, because he was like, well, your crew died in 9/11 and my crew died in some stupid fertilizer fire or whatever like that. And he was like, you threw away all their pictures and their memorials and all that other stuff, so you threw away me and this ain't gonna work. So then he was leaving, and then the captain was like, I got cancer, only me, you, and the doc know, okay? Like, it's something that I gotta live with, and it's something that you need to live with this PTSD. Like, you gotta come to terms with this or whatever. So he was just like, yo, I'm sorry about what I said. And this is what Ryder was saying. He was like, I'm sorry what I was saying, and I'm sorry that you're going through this, and blah, blah, blah. So then he leaves, and then he goes out to the main, where the trucks are and stuff. And he looks up, and then he sees a memorial of all like his brethren and stuff like that. So then that's when he broke down. He broke down and started crying and stuff. And then the Caps told everybody to go out and go cook and stuff like that. And he go over there and talk to him. And he like, you'll get through this or whatever. It should be called PTSI because it was an injury and you were injured and stuff. But we'll get through this or whatever like that. And then some lady, she woke up, and her daughter, because she was married to one of the firefighters that died, and of course that was his daughter. And so Ryder introduced them and stuff, and the little girl and the mama that baked some cookies for him and stuff because she saw him on the news. And he was like, I'm on keto. He was like, no, he not. He gonna eat that cookie. So he bit the cookie. I don't know if the cookie was nasty. Oh wait, but the way he was looking at it, he bit that cookie, and then when the little girl said it was made with lard, I was like, "Oh Lord, he about to go throw that damn thing up." But the wife basically gave approval for him being there. She welcomed it to Austin and thanked him for she said that he was part of the family, like 126, whoever works at 126's blood or whatever. And she said that she liked what he did with the police. So he was like, see, she like it and stuff. And then she left. And then next they got a call. Oh no, they didn't get a call yet. Yeah. So then they were it just showed like little clips of everybody doing something. Like the Miami girl was praying because she's Muslim. So she was praying. And we see the black guy, he doing the whole facial regimen. We see the son, he doing like a workout. Then we see the OCD boy or whatever, he cleaning the truck real good and stuff like that. Then they get a call, and at the end we see Ryder, he working back at the station and stuff. And that's how it went off. So the clips that they showed for, I guess it was for the whole season, it looked like it's going to be interesting. It looked like it got some good 911 scenes coming up and some good storylines coming up or whatever. Part 2 will take place tomorrow, I think, at 9. I don't know. But, I mean, I guess it won't matter because I'll put the video up when I put the video up. So, at any rate, I hope y'all enjoyed this review. Tell me what y'all thought about the show if y'all watched it. If you didn't watch it, don't watch this. Well, it's too late because it's at the end of the recap, but oops, but I'll put it in the site, a recap review. So anyway, tell me what you thought about the what y'all thought about the show. Will y'all continue to watch it, or y'all like it was whatever? And if you like this review, hit the thumbs up button and hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed, and then hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I drop new videos. I think that is it. And that's it for my videos tonight. So until next time, y'all. Peace.